Original letter of James Thomson by Charles Lamb. The following very interesting letter has been recovered from oblivion, or at least from neglect, by our friend Elia, and the public will no doubt thank him for the deed. It is without date or superscription in the manuscript, which, as our contributor declares, was in so fragmentitious a state as to perplex his transcribing faculties in the extreme. The poet's love of nature is quite evident from one part of it, and the poetical posture of his affairs from another. Whether regarded as elucidating the former or the latter, it is a document not a little calculated to excite the attention of the curious as well as the critical. We could ourselves write an essay full of conjectures from the grounds it affords both with respect to the author's poems and his pride. But we must take another opportunity, or leave it to his next biographer. Dear Sir, I would chide you for the slackness of your correspondence, but having blamed you wrongiously 47 last time, I shall say nothing till I hear from you, which I hope will be soon. There's a little business I would communicate to you before I come to the more entertaining part of our correspondence. PG 289. I'm going hard task to complain and beg your assistance. When I came up here, I brought very little money along with me, expecting some more upon the selling of Whitehope, which was to have been sold that day my mother was buried. Now it is unsold yet, but will be disposed of as soon as can be conveniently done, though indeed it is perplexed with some difficulties. I was a long time living here at my own charges, and you know how expensive that is. This, together with the furnishing of myself with clothes, linen, one thing and another, to fit me for any business of this nature here, necessarily obliged me to contract some debts. Being a stranger, it is a wonder how I got any credit, but I cannot expect it will be long sustained, unless I immediately clear it. Even now, I believe it is at a crisis. My friends have no money to send me till the land is sold, and my creditors will not wait till then. You know what the consequence would be. Now the assistance I would beg of you, and which I know, if in your power, you will not refuse me, is a letter of credit on some merchant, banker, or such like person in London, for the matter of £12. Till I get money upon the selling of the land, which I am at last certain of, if you could either give it me yourself or procure it. Though you owe it not to my merit, yet you owe it to your own nature, which I know so well as to say no more upon the subject. Only allow me to add, that when I first fell upon such a project, the only thing I have for it in my present circumstances, knowing the selfish, inhumane temper of the generality of the world, you were the first person that offered to my thoughts, as one to whom I had the confidence to make such an address. Now I imagine you are seized with a fine romantic kind of melancholy on the fading of the year. Now I figure you wandering, philosophical and pensive, amidst brown withered groves. Whilst the leaves rustle under your feet, the sun gives a farewell parting gleam, and the birds. Then again, when the heavens wear a more gloomy aspect, the winds whistle and the waters spout, I see you in the well-known Klug, beneath the solemn arch of tall, thick, MPG 290 bowering trees, listening to the amusing lull of the many steep, moss-grown cascades, while deep, divine contemplation, the genius of the place, prompts each swelling, awful thought. I am sure you would not resign your place in that scene at an easy rate. None ever enjoyed it to the height you do, and you are worthy of it. There I walk in spirit and disport in its beloved gloom. This country I am in is not very entertaining, no variety but that of woods, and them we have in abundance. But where is the living stream? The airy mountain, or the hanging rock, with 20 other things that elegantly please the lover of nature? Nature delights me in every form. I am just now painting her in her most luxurious dress, for my own amusement, describing winter as it presents itself. After my first proposal of the subject, after this introduction, I say, which insists for a few lines further, I prosecute the purport of the following ones. Then terrible floods and high winds that usually happen about this time of the year, and have already happened here, I wish you have not felt them too dreadfully. The first produced the enclosed lines, the last are not completed. Mr. Rickleton's poem on winter, which I still have, first put the design into my head. In it are some masterly strokes that awakened me. Being only a present amusement, it is 10 to 1, but I drop it whenever another fancy comes across. I believe it had been much more for your entertainment, if in this letter I had cited other people instead of myself, but I must refer that till another time. If you have not seen it already, I have just now in my hands an original of Sir Alexander Brand's, the crazed Scots knight of the woeful Count in PG 291 ants. You would relish. I believe it might make me's 48 John catch hold of his knees, which I taken him to be a degree of mirth, only inferior, to fall back again with an elastic spring. It is very here a word is waggishly obliterated printed in the Evening Post. So, perhaps you have seen these panegyrics of our declining bard, one on the princess's birthday, the other on his majesty's, in obliterated cantos. They are written in the spirit of a complicated craziness. I was lately in London a night, and in the old playhouse saw a comedy acted, called Love Makes a Man, or The Fop's Fortune, where I beheld Miller and Cibber shine to my infinite entertainment. In and about London this month of September, near 100 people have died by accident and suicide. There was one blacksmith tired of the hammer, who hung himself, and left written behind him this concise epitaph. Or else some epigrammatic muse has belied him. Mr. Muir has ample fund for politics in the present posture of affairs, as you will find by the public news. I should be glad to know that great minister's frame just now. Keep it to yourself, you may whisper it too in Mies John's ear. Far otherwise is his lately mysterious brother, Mr. Tate, employed, started a superannuated fortune, and just now upon the full cent. It is comical enough to see him amongst the rubbish of his controversial divinity and politics, furbishing up his anti-ant rusty gallantry. Yours sincerely, J.T. Remember me to all friends, Mr. Rickle, Mies John, Br. John and C. PG 292.